Okay, everybody move inside. So unfortunately, it's raining now that I can't do anything much.
After I finish my boat performance, there's a whole symphony of people who have to get me from this huge craft back to the Padang. But this requires a huge amount of variables that I have no control over. For example, the speeding boat on the water.
For the early, Griffon combined mother goes Rolex plus 3.
Are you able? Griffon unable.
Obviously the timings were off. It's actually almost impossible for us to turn the aircraft away and then to bring them back to the show center.
We are heading over to Singapore Recreation Club. We are going there to meet a stakeholder to sign the agreement to take over the land for construction to begin.
Okay.
How has it been?
Very good. Today
First day, yeah.
is the first day of taking over everywhere.
Yeah. My job is to assist Chairman Executive Committee NDP 2025. My key role is to string the different subcommittees plan together to make this a success.
To be able to take the weight of the entire seating gallery and some of our large props and our vehicles, we have to put certain level of foundation. First, we remove the grass. Next, lay down the steel plates. And thereafter, put a layer of asphalt onto the ground so as to be able to withstand the weight of the entire seating gallery, the show center, as well as the NDP village. We have a very tight timeline to meet. We need to bring different elements together in series in a very tightly coordinated manner. This year's NDP is going to be unique because I'm in it. Just joking. This year we are celebrating our 60th birthday. Scale-wise is significantly bigger. Not only is the performances going to happen at the Padang, but we are coordinating and extending the performances to people around the bay. We have 27,000 spectators at the Padang and another 200,000 around the bay. For performers, we have about 6,000 participants across the pre-parade, parade and ceremony, mobile column and the show. This year, we are taking the complexity to another level. At the pre-parade segment, we're going to have the combination jump between the Red Lions and the Naval Divers. The Lions will be landing at the Padang. The Naval Divers will be landing into the Marina Bay. For our show segment, we have a very large prop. There's a very big hot air balloon. They'll be going through the show center as one of our props during one of the performances. There are so many moving parts in NDP.
Well wishes from overseas.
I would say that progress has been going steadily on track.
Feel free to share. It's not just the chairman's views, but also I think as a team, we get it right together.
For phase 1, the main closures will happen firstly in F1 Village, and this is to facilitate the movement of the staging and movement of the mobile column platforms.
So previously, the mobile column is always confined to land components that can be traversed along St. Andrews Road. And this also includes our vehicles from the Navy and the Air Force as well. However, this time we will be actually interspersing the movement of land platforms together with actual air elements in the sky as well as naval elements in the bay.
We need to make a decision as to whether we can just park at northbound at Esplanade Drive, allow P&C to clear northbound first, then later upon queue by CCG2, then move forward and go into position.
Yeah, so you work on those studies and then count the number of vehicles and the tailback of that vehicle. If your tailback don't affect Connaught Drive, there will be a holding area. Then the design outcome will be P&C just march out.
But the first ER we will do the trial The first and last guy march.
Correct.
Open discussion. At this timestamp, the maritime sail pass and show those are still at NYSI. PGS is still at standby here.
Your conflict here is 1826, they're coming out, 1830, you're coming in. So plus minus, that 4-5 minute gap is where you see potentially they will have conflict of movement.
assess who to do first.
The big boats meet the small boats. The small boats should let the big boat go first.
I think this is a period where a lot of the work is being done. It will be quite inspiring and encouraging to hear from Chun Feng.
I think when we go through the 4 acts of the show, Act 4 is still very much a work in progress. So I will start and I'll take you through how the flow is. In Act 1, it's going to be our biggest act in terms of the number of artists. Very nice energy among the dancers. We want to capture all of it. Okay, this is the part where I felt like everyone needs to be singing.
One of the things that we are trying to do this year was to have an expanded canvas, to have the show both at the Padang but also at the Bay.
You see, then on the boat. How do I reach for the skies? It's like Ben King's personal concert. And then Rahima is on tier 2.
So one of the challenges actually is that Ben King needs to be on that boat and sing his song and be in this duet with Rahima Rahim. And then he only has the rest of Act 4 to be put on a speedboat that will literally get him back to the Padang to be with us at the finale. Whether or not he actually makes it back by the finale, I guess you guys watching on the 9th of August will know.
Red color people, move faster. Blue people, run. Yep, squeeze, 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 squeeze. I'm going to give you a brief orientation of what's happening here. It's the first time we're having rehearsals here in Kranji Camp. This place is huge, and we try to simulate as much as possible the positioning that they're going to have to face and experience in Padang. Time here is really limited. We only got 4 sessions. So I got all of you guys to really focus to ensure that we get what we want to do. There will be about 9 formations to be done today. The previous years, normally I would do like 3, 4, at most 5 formations for the entire 10 minutes. But this time around, I think I have about at least 16. So today, hopefully, cross fingers, we cover at least about 9. Yeah, and I hope they don't conk off in this hot sun. Every group has got 6 rows, not too many. How come missing people here? Fill up the space. Music, stand by, music, go.
Zaini's ability to choreograph is very diverse. He can do anything from hip-hop to something very classical. And that's why for Act 1, with the kind of diversity that we want to present, he was the best choreographer to be able to put that act together.
What's happening to people over there? You're Asian, right? Go over here. You are green. Wake up, people. You all know what you're supposed to do. I don't want to blur people here, guys. No time for blur people. One more time, guys. Stay in your yellow spots. This is a test for you.
When Zaini is stressed out, he becomes a whole total human being that nobody wants to mess with.
Full out, full out, full out. Guys, wake up! Second aid, we do this. If you give me that kind of crap, that means you're wasting time.
It's a known fact that Zaini is very particular about artistic excellence.
You're bad, you're bad. He just calls you out. If you're good, you're good. And if he sees that you're trying hard, even though you may not be the best technically trained, he will also call that out in a good way.
He's really strict with his dancers, but everybody loves him. There's a very strong desire from the dancers to want to do their best to meet his standards.
2, 2, 3, go, 5, 6, and 7, 8. Adam, why you cross here? Why don't you cross the other side? One more time, guys, let's go. Find the fastest route. 3, 2, split, and go, 6, 7.
I've been called many names. Slave driver, intense monster. The students who know me well, they know that I'm just here to make sure the show is good, as professional as I can.
So after 2 8s, all get to this position. One more time, let's go. After 2 8s, you stop. because you're going to finish here. Okay, everybody move inside. So unfortunately, it's raining now that I can't do anything much. So I hope they're able to dance in their head. That's how I normally rehearse with them. If you can't do physically, at least think through what you want to do, because normally your body follows your mind.
Hello RP, sorry, request the landing race is until 12:30. We will get everybody to go up to the MPH and we will continue our rehearsal there.
We are slow, guys. We are really, really slow. I need you guys to be a lot more aware, a lot more urgent. Up, let's go. Stand by music. There's no need to talk. Just go to your position. First row, come fill up the space. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Major challenge is that this sense of awareness. Sometimes them being students, they're not really aware how urgent it is. It's about understanding that this is huge. You know, you only got one chance in NDP, so they need to be extremely prepared.
The desired outcome is, based on your 0.7 count, how far a gap can you be away from the very first mobile column that will appear.
This is the first time where mobile column is integrating with the RSAF in terms of the coordination of aircraft flying over, and timings need to be very tight and coordinated with the Air Force. The land movement needs to be also equally watertight.
For example, for the first packet coming in will be the Leopard, followed by the Hunter and a few others. And that's where we will see our first packet coming in, which we call the multi-axis flight path. We will see 3 F-15. They will execute a 30 degrees check and do a climb. In the opposite direction, you will see another group executing the same maneuver. Ideally, what we intend to achieve is, from the sky, it will be more like a flower blooming with all the aircraft flying vertical.
The higher group will pull up, the lower group will wait for line of sight, almost 399, then they pull up.
So for the south group that coming, is all three going to be pulling up at the same time, or is going to be the lead going up first, followed by the two wing?
Same time.
Same time. 17 was the first time I did NDP as a Mother Goose. I did again 19, 23, and then this year. So this will be my fourth. So this weekend, we want to let both formation have a chance to try the secondary profile, which adds some complication into a deconfiguration plan, which I need you all to pay attention. The role of the Mother Goose is at the planning stage to plan the profiles, to make sure that the flight paths of all the formations are deconflicted, and make sure that our aircraft arrives at the correct time in the correct space during the show. For this year NDP, we have a total of 26 aircraft airborne, which is significantly more than the previous years. Given the limited airspace that we have over Singapore, the plans will need to be detailed enough so that the aircraft don't run into each other. And of course, we want to put up a good show for Singaporeans.
Check, snap, pull.
So how we prepare on the individual level is we will go through mental flying, which essentially is visualizing what we're about to do. So thinking through step by step what actions we are about to take.
Standby bombers. 5, 4.
So when we are in the air, we have thought about the plan, we have discussed the contingencies, and we have actually mental flown it with hands and legs with tools on the ground.
Standby bombers. 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 Go!
CCG1 is the central nervous system of the NDP show, where we have different callers executing different segments of the show. So for example, there are callers like me, the technical cue caller, Stanley, the show caller, and there are also callers from the SAF, such as Parade and Ceremony.
How long is the mobile column last video?
1 minute 24.
Okay, because I do have some people to preset on the mobile stage at the time.
Okay.
I think it's enough.
Everything is broken down by the second and needs to be planned to the second. 3, 2, 1, go. There are hundreds of personnel and performers involved. Even the people that bring the performers to the gates to stand by, they need the start and end time and everything in between to be broken down to the second so that they can arrive with time to spare for them to execute their performance. It's challenging because there are certain events in the parade that are tied down to time markers. For example, timings like VIP entrance, when the president needs to depart by, and when certain vehicles like mobile column have been released, how long it takes them to travel to be seen. So we have to hit those time markers to the second, and if anything delays, then it will have to snowball into the next few segments. And our job as callers is to see when potentially we can save back a few seconds from, and if not, what else does it impact?
Okay, now, leader stand by.
Sometimes there are live elements that vary, such as the walking speed of the people walking with the big helium balloon that features Dick Lee. It also affects us technically in terms of the follow spot angles on Dick Lee. We want to make sure he's looking at the right sector and being well lit by the follow spotlight. So if they go too fast, maybe this spotlight is no longer serving the purpose for the camera. We'll have to get Dick Lee to look at the other sector, which has the spotlight coming from the angle, is better for him. Yeah.
Everyone look up, look up for the green.
The year 2002 is an interesting year for many of us working on NDP this year. Dick Lee was the creative director back then. Zaini was a choreographer. I was a camera assistant.
To make a change, rearrange the way we're living dry.
Dick was also a performer that year. I don't know if someone put him in a balloon or he decided that he would be in a balloon, but he was in a balloon. As I was recalling that, I was thinking, oh, how interesting it might be if we put Dick again in a balloon. So it would be nice to, as sort of an homage to the year that actually many of us kind of came together. It's my way of kind of, I guess, acknowledging a moment in time.
That side is a bit too wide. Move closer. Thanks, Belle. Now, 4 strings. I designed in such a way that you guys are really, really tight. Can you make sure you are very, very straight line? Good. I think it's important for us to rehearse here because the formations itself need to be very, very clear. And Crunchy Cam is the closest dimensions you're going to have with the big space in Padang. And the students need to understand that clarity in formation is extremely, extremely crucial in delivering the message. Just rotate. Leaders, please lead.
Today is the last rehearsal we're having here in Crunchy. Basically trying to put the whole thing together. The last 4 weeks has not been very nice. I turned into a monster a couple of times. Especially last week, attendance was crap. And yeah, it was so hot.
5, 6, 7, good. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 1, 2, 1 and
Today
2
it all works out because attendance is brilliant, the energy is brilliant, and everybody seems to get the spirit of Act 1, which is celebrate diversity and the sense of community.
Within one act, there are about 3 or 4 groups. At this point of time, each of the groups are ready. Majority are 90% ready. PA finish, brilliant, love their work. Soka 90%. I think MOE finished. RP 90%. still got one more rehearsals. Then after that, we migrate over to Padang. So right now, it's all about integration, which you only can do that in Padang because of the space.
Thank you, Marshall House and RP.
This is a pace stick that in the olden days we use it to mark the distance. Now it's actually a symbol of Sergeant Major. These days we are more high-tech. We use what we call measuring tape. Today is our last day in Seletar Camp. What the nation see on 9th of August is many months of hard work, and it all started here in Seletar Camp.
The different committees conducts their own component combined rehearsals in the SAF camp, and thereafter we will all come to the Padang. When everything is constructed, that's where you start to see the first combined rehearsal taking place.
Long time ago when we fight in war, right, how we communicate to our soldiers on the ground is through the flags. So that itself has translated the importance of the flag, which is the colours. The colours itself is very heavy. The pole itself is also very heavy. So in order to be able to execute dipping of colours properly, it is about making sure the ensign train himself hard.
The flag is roughly around 3.5 kg, and if it rains, the flag gets heavier. Our posture still need to stand firm, and we still need to present the flag accordingly, even though it's a bit heavier, yeah. If you're holding it for like a minute, it's no problem, but if we have to hold it for like 20 minutes, which is about the duration of how long we will need to hold it for, it can be quite daunting, yeah.
When I say up, you'll start counting from 9. I don't need you all to rush.
I wouldn't say that we are perfect, but that is when we will go to Padang and try to perfect what we have been training.
Currently it's close to 1 AM and we are doing low loading operations to bring the vehicles on site onto Padang in preparation for rehearsals this Saturday. We are at F1 Village, which is our holding space for the vehicles before we move on to Padang itself. Because we have 170 assets for Mobile Column this year, it's not possible to park at Padang itself, so we will need a holding space, of which F1 Village is a chosen one because of its close proximity. Low loading is a few days operations. This stage is actually critical for us to transport our vehicles from the camps to F1 Village before Mobile Column can actually come to life for the rehearsal itself.
The Mobile Column in 2025 is one of the largest to date, with 170 odd platforms from land, air and sea.
Because not all vehicles can be driven on public roads, we will need to prioritize, and some of the larger vehicles will be parked at F1 Village. The smaller vehicles that can be driven on public road will be sent back to their respective locations.
The parade square is ready for us to really come in for our first rehearsal in Padang. More than 2,000 people is going to march on it. Whatever that needs to be ready for that rehearsal is ready.
We are here at the Marina Barrage at around 5 AM now. We are here hoisting the vessels that are involved in this year's maritime display across the Marina Barrage into the bay. The whole process takes about 2 hours. As you know, the Marina Bay is actually a reservoir and is cut off from the sea by this Marina Barrage. So to bring the vessels into the bay to be part of the NDP, we have to hoist them over the barrage.
hoisting operations at 4:30, there's some delay. So only 4 out of 6 boats are out. So there'll be a slight delay in terms of the water resources.
This morning was the first time we are doing all these things together. When the rubber hits the roads, when some of these plans are being put to the ground, there could be some delays. Because of the hoisting time, we were a little bit delayed, and hence that affected my morning rehearsal, which is the only time available before my actual queue run.
Hey, direction!
Yes.
Okay.
We started about 6 this morning, it's about 10 now. So 4 hours all in figuring out how to get this giant balloon across the cable truss over here in a safe manner.
Behind you, you stand here. Stand here, stand here.
Alright, so for the start, we're going to bring you guys in from door 5, door 6, door 7, door 8. Joking at door 5, City at door 6, Sonia at door 7, and Abby at door 8. Go.
Aldrich Jai Kishan, staff worker at Boys Town, reaching out to youth through his passion for life and music.
This one we might need to pace out a little bit.
Yeah, a bit fast. Right after the word music, you hear and then the drums.
For City, it's good to really use script.
Once everyone has landed or has like...
Not landed, what's the term? Watered.
Dived.
I have to go. Yes. Okay, see you guys later. Well, today is a very big day. Months of rehearsals from being in the camps, being in studios, are all finally coming together for the first time. I would say I'm bracing myself, see how all these ingredients are assembled together.
4 minutes to black out intro. 4 minutes to black out intro.
In filmmaking terms, it's a little bit like an assembly cut. You're putting everything together. So I will see at the end of today how it all adds up. We'll adjust from there.
Our guys came down, took everybody to come in to try and figure out on the spot how can we get enough rope on it, how do we shift it safely over and back again. Okay, so quite happy that we managed to.
Stand by to Red Lions out. Red Lions high jump.
Look up, because our Red Lions are about to arrive!
The Red Lions as well as the naval divers against the natural elements like the wind, the water, as well as certain infrastructure around the bay, around the Padang area. I think safety today we did fairly well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the parade regimental sergeant major.
CR1, in honest view, the parade participant did beyond what we expected them to do. Of course, there are some teething issues like some of them not be able to reach their final position on time. But those are expected because this is the first time they are in a new place. I think just a few more training, we should be able to get it right.
Forward!
First hunter, 3 traffic light.
Oh, he's late.
While the parade and ceremony handover to Mobile Column was on time, the parade participants are taking a bit longer time to clear off the road. Therefore, there was already a delay of the Mobile Column coming to the show center.
So the moment the parade and ceremony leaves the stage, the mobile column has to be ready on time outside, ready to roll in.
Oh, they're early. How?
When we adjust the timings of mobile column, the Air Force were still time over target and arrived over the center of the Padang too early.
4 station mother goes Rolex +3, Rolex +3.
Are you able? Griffin unable.
That somewhat would affect us. It's actually almost impossible for us to turn the aircraft away and then to bring them back to the show center because of the time taken to adjust the profile. So So we could clearly see that the aircraft were early. Following CR1, we get together again and we discuss in the event of a ground situation, how much time we can either delay or bring forward. So that hopefully, working up towards the 9th of August, we'll pick at the correct time and deliver a perfect show.
And now, Singapore!
Q17. Go.
Act 1 is the one that requires the most coordination among the different groups. There were actually quite a number of missed cues. A lot of things needs to be tightened. Blue able to be more cyan. It should match Sally's, the light, the cyan blue. Yeah. A lot of the moments are just not quite hitting the marks yet. So a lot of those things actually need a lot more adjustments.
Design-wise, some worked, some didn't work.
On the road?
There are a few definitive formations that we have, and one of the major ones is this wonderful guitar that's supposed to rotate vertically. But because of the position that we have in the space constraints, the guitar turned out to be very short and not very nice. So either I stick to a much bigger guitar but do not rotate, or I stick to this.
The balloon wasn't quite as inflated as we would like. It was kind of coasting around rather low to the ground. So that was something that I was a little bit worried about. We do want to make sure that the balloon is under control at all times, and having a little bit of that height gives us that buffer to respond. So when it's so low, I just wanted to get down, make sure the guys are handling it safely, make sure that all is on track.
How do I reach for the stars if I'm feeling low to know where to go?
A fun challenge that's happening this year is after I finish my boat performance, there's a whole symphony of people who have to get me from this huge craft back to the Padang. This requires a huge amount of variables that I have no control over. For example, a speeding boat on the water. I'm trying not to think about all the things that could go wrong. I don't know if I'll make it, but I hope I do, because that's the plan.
I just ran here from the water. I made it in time. I made it!
CR1 was not very good, but we made a lot of notes and we learned from that.
Well done, everybody, well done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're not there yet. There's much work we need to do, but we will get there.
After the rehearsal, at about 9:30 p.m, we will have this mega debrief session with all the participants and various stakeholders to get notes.
Or maybe just see if anyone has any inputs for us.
And then Monday morning, we will meet again to go through the notes and come up with solutions or alternative plans to be executed.
I think it really depends on the confidence of our guys in making time.
Well, this is the first time all the various segments of our entire NDP coming together. So while there are teething issues we need to work around, there are problems of coordination, queuing, camera angles, and even certain parts of the mobile column with the fly pass integration is something that we still need to work hard on. We know that we'll get it sorted out in the next 8 shows.
tonight we celebrate the dreamers that came before us.
The any shows are like our final rehearsals that's crucial to us to put the pieces together.
The next few rehearsals, we have to contend with various things. We have to deal with spectators, as well as live broadcasts. Next is also to deal with contingency. From inclement weather where we need to truncate or we need to even cease NDP, to small things like the technical system, like what if this light is spoiled, what if the flag can't be risen, what if the aircraft is late, what if a participant falls ill.
It's like a quick response force in the event that anyone told, then they will come and pick up.
Will there be a scenario where he's actually banking overboard, and can we bring him to QEW?
We will activate the trans-ruling class to go there and pick up banking.
So we have in place a contingency framework that addresses every single detail up to the micro incident that may or may not happen. Well, for spectators, first and foremost is their safety.
The most likely point where the incident is occurring, everybody needs to get out of the area.
Next is also to make sure that we can expedite a very smooth and seamless entry into the paddock. The third one is actually to let them have a meaningful experience and enjoy the show.
So Zaini's original idea, this is sort of like a tribute item for Matthew Tan, Singapore Cowboy, and he wanted to form this guitar on the padang and have everyone sort of line dance, but he also wanted the guitar to rotate. It was just a bit too complex. I mean, there's still a number of cue problems. Some of the camera angles are not quite landing yet. So we're working together with MediaCorp to make sure we iron out all the details so that the cameras are at the right place at the right time for the right moments, so that more than the 30,000 people here, as well as more than the people out at the bay, are able to see it from their homes. Yeah.
1 minute to mobile column.
So in the initial combined rehearsals, one of the issues we faced was the integration between our land platforms moving in and the speed of aircraft coming in. Because of the speed of aircraft, once they push off from the holding area, the margin for them to adjust any timings is like plus minus 2 seconds. We want the audience to be able to experience the land platform first, then be able to cue their attention to the sky, instead of both coming at the same time or having a very large gap. So we have fine-tuned this component to be tighter. So with that in mind, we have to be very precise in when we want the aircraft to come in, and therefore the flexibility then is in our scripts, how the mobile column land platforms come in.
If you all are late, you all cannot slow down the Air Force.
Yes, sir. So today the TOT is at its limit already. So that's the part we will try to adjust the land platform portion. So over the weeks of rehearsals, what we have done is that we have adjusted the script for flexibility, and we have catered the space for Air Force to come in just on time, together with the ability to be flexible for our own land platforms as well.
Presenting to you the Mobile Column 2025.
Things are more seamless. Now the timing and integration is a lot tighter and better as compared to the combined rehearsals.
Okay, all station Mother Goose, negative Rolex, negative Rolex.
And clap along for Uncle Matthew, our Singapore cowboy. I was born a half a world.
So in the end, we decided to simplify it. Now I think the guitar is a lot more recognizable. People are still line dancing, but it does not rotate. And I think it tells the story better, and it pays tribute to, Matthew and his music better.
And while my friends are flying kites, defending bonsai trees.
Every rehearsal isn't the same. There's always some things that we need to adapt to changes in terms of like formation or chorus and steps, because Zaini tries to do changes to see what will make it better and what will make it more easier, what's more cohesive. But then for us, that is a bit of a challenge because we've been learning in a different way, then now we need to change it every single rehearsal.
scary for the students because you have to learn a design change fast. But I think they were very, very resilient. And they see that we need to make it even better. They want to make sure the item is really, really good, something they feel proud of.
Today, the balloon kind of went a little bit too low. I hear that there might have been some problems with the helium. I mean, it's still all safe, it's just not at an ideal height yet.
When things weren't the same, the life that we knew had to change.
Well, the balloon height has always been ups and downs, literally. We are trying to calibrate it such that it's flying, first of all, at the right height, at a safe height, and at the same time at a height where the cameras can also see, yet high enough so that it gives people a reason to look up and be engaged that way.
As we approach National Day, one of the areas we are looking into is to make sure that all our guys don't become complacent. Because we rehearse this week in, week out, but to the public and the nation, it's a first show every time.
After going through 4 Annie shows, I think we can feel the energy from the audience, and we draw this from the crowd. The energy and the spirits are high, and we are really looking forward and get ready for August 9th.
Now we are done with 6 Saturdays of performances. Really, really good work to everybody. I think today has really been the best performance across the board. Big thank you to all of you. Well, for many of us, it has been a long, long journey. For some of us, it may have been a more difficult personal journey as well. It definitely has not been easy. And I'm sure we will have a wonderful performance on 9 August. Thank you, everybody.